I'll definitely watch that when it gets posted to see.
So apparently this is Bo Tang. This is Bo Tang at the top there and Anthony Coco at the bottom. So we're just gonna showcase this off first. This is gonna be a very interesting one indeed. This could be a title fight right here.
Oh yeah, this is finals material.
This are two champions coming off against each other. Bo Tang, the champion of the second of season 2 preliminary 2. Anthony Coco, season 2 preliminary 3 champion. And Bo Tang never really got a chance to defend his title because he was already in Vancouver by the time it happened.
That's a 4.
So this could almost be like a fight.
3. Oh my. The die roll already exciting.
Jeez.
A 4 to a 3.
So this could almost be like the undisputed champion.
This is going to be a good match. It's going to be a good match.
Chris Jericho versus Stone Cold Steve Austin for the undisputed title.
Oh,
and that's
Shell,
right here. All right. And
looks like we got an upstart.
Yeah, we're going to get it going.
Signed by Patrick Hoban.
Patrick Hoban upstarts. And there's another one.
Doubles.
And a third one. Oh.
The trifecta. That's the real Trinity right there.
So let's see what Anthony's going to start it off with now.
Anthony's considering his options here, and he's foolishing. He's probably going to drop this graph here and get the free summon. Yep. And he grabs the Scarm. Yes, I will be attending the Michigan Regionals probably. I would say more than likely. He's going to normal summon the Seer, I believe. And here's the Dante detaching the Seer. So yeah, he did normal summon that Seer. And hits an enemy controller, a beginning of the end, and a Night Beam. All fairly good cards. And he's going to bring back the graph from that Seer. And looks like he's setting 2. He's got to be weary of those artifacts that Bo Tang has.
Yeah,
if he does have that Fire Lake, which it's looking like he might.
And he should know that he is definitely playing the artifact Shaddoll. So that's kind of Bo Tang's thing right now.
Yeah, he's only playing 1 Fire Lake too. That's his only trap. 1.
Yeah, and I did play 3 Wing Blasts and 1 Fire Lake yesterday, and I found it really difficult to open up with a Fire Lake. I only did it once. I think the whole 8 rounds of the regional.
It's tough. It's a really good card to open with.
So he is going to set 2 back row after all. So let's see what Bo Tang has in response, which arguably could be a good matchup for him, or maybe not, depending on what happens here.
Yeah, it's very easy to get OTK'd with against Burning Abyss. So he's going to Foolish here.
Foolish Barrel to open it up here. Just for a beast. He's just trying to dig. Hoping that 1 draw will help him out. Nothing too threatening right now for the side of Anthony. But
as Bo Tang did say, he plays 1 of each artifact. He plays 1 Scythe, 1 Moral Talk, and 1 Beagle Tech.
Really strange indeed. So, and Bo Tang claims that he can beat. The deck is supposed to defeat your opponent within 5 turns. Yep. So let's see if Bo Tang can live up to that. 5 turns is it's a lot of grinding.
Yeah, he did hit that Fire Lake, so he's going to activate that.
So he will choose to destroy the Fire Lake, and it may seem like a bad idea, but at the same time, if you think about it, he can no longer Shaddoll Fusion for free anymore, because it's off the field.
And he is getting all those cards back that he's going to lose from the Fire Lake.
Yeah, he will. So there's a Graph, and there's a Graph Scarm and a Dante. So it's actually not that bad a thing to do, all things considered. And he can even get that Fire Lake back.
Yeah, I think he's going to end up getting the Seer from the Graph to keep it that Dante and Grave to bring it back. He wants to keep recycling the Dante and the Seer.
Yeah, it looks like Dante will probably either get the Fire Lake or a Graph back to the hand. Those were pretty much the 2 options there. That's probably the best for him. So I guess Bo is just trying to figure out now But what card am I going to set with ignition? It is a legal play to be able to fire like that ignition. So let's see what happens now.
Yeah, targeting that ignition with the Fire Lake, though, it does cut him off from a battle phase, I believe.
However, yeah, we'll cut off from the battle phase, though, so Anthony won't be able to enter his battle phase, though. And also, importantly, he also cannot go to downward position because of it.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, let's see, it skips? Yeah, I'm sorry, it skips the battle phase. I'm sorry.
Okay, so you can.
When you skip the battle phase, you can go to main phase 2, because you just declare the battle phase and then skip it. As opposed to Soul Charge, as we saw many matches ago, where you just can't conduct it at all. That means you don't get a main phase 2. So he can still go to downward magician. And I remember I had a rulings discrepancy with that too, with my opponent in Chicago. Sorry, not Chicago, Detroit, because I was playing Mulan Glacia, and that tells you to skip the battle phase.
Yes.
Because I wanted to be able to tribute my monster from Megalo.
The old Mermail format.
Yes, so I could. I ran Mermails, no one else did.
Nobody else was.
It wasn't bad because I started off 3-0 as well. I could have started 4-0, but I misplayed. And then I lost that to Infernities.
So he's getting the Seer from the deck. I'm not sure what he added back from the Dante.
It looks like he got the Fire Lake back because I'm guessing so. Unless there was a milled card that I forgot about then.
Yeah.
From the first Dante.
There's a Lila.
There's a Lila. That's a good card. So no, he didn't get a Fire Lake. So
what did he set from the Ignition?
I don't know. Yeah, we missed it too.
So he's going to take the Lila here and get the Dante back.
Strange that and he took it too when the Lila was in attack mode. Shaddoll Fusion. So let's see who's going to fuse here. And it looks like
Falco and a Scythe, I believe.
It is a Falco and a Scythe, yes. You are correct, sir. And there's a Construct coming out to play now.
Oh, he searched for a Moral Talk. He's a Moral Talk face down.
It could be a Moral Talk down.
So the Scythe is now gone, and he's just got a Beagle Tech left in his deck with 3 Sanctums.
Yeah,
in his deck.
So it's not a bad thing. So let's just hope that one of those Sanctums can help him out. So he's gonna dump the core, and he's want to get back that Shaddoll Fusion so he can hopefully use it for a later turn. And it's a good thing for him too because it's not that bad an idea because if Anthony is able to get rid of that Construct. He's going to have at least a Shaddoll Fusion to use later because odds are to take out that Construct, he's going to have to put an extra deck monster on the board.
Yeah, and he's going to get that core back from the Construct as well when it's destroyed.
If he doesn't Virgil it.
But also he can't attack this turn.
Yep.
So he cut himself off of a battle phase when he Fire Lake that Ignition.
Yep. But it is right now Tang's turn right now, so he can swing.
Yep.
And he's going to opt. I guess he's opting. Maybe I'm not going to attack the Dante and give it back to him. So now Anthony's turn, and we got to remember that he cannot enter the battle phase. But it looks like, but he gets to search with Skarm though because he did Fire Lake.
He did mill that double El Shaddoll, so El Shaddoll's in the grave now to also take back with the Construct if it does get destroyed.
So still options there for Tang on that Construct if it does hit the graveyard. So now there's a bit of pressure on Anthony's side to do something to Tang.
So he did get that tour guide. He knows the Moral Talk set, so
virtually he can just basically free roam this turn here.
Yeah, it just matters if he remembers that he doesn't get a battle phase this turn.
Yeah, and let's see if that's going to cost him or not. If he has enough awareness to know. And a sip of the Tim Hortons coffee because we are Canadian. We love our Tim Hortons.
Gotta have Tim's.
Absolutely. It's actually a tradition for me. Before every regional, when we stop at Timmy's, I get myself a breakfast sandwich.
Oh.
Always. Almost always a breakfast sandwich before I play regionals. Yeah, we must remember that he is under the effect of Artifact Ignition, and cannot and he must skip his battle phase this turn.
Looks like he's got a pretty solid hand there. He's got the tour guide with all Burning Abyss, 3 Burning Abyss monsters.
It is.
It's like a Seer, a Calcab, and could be a Farfa.
Let's hope Anthony's smart enough to know that he should not be calcabbing that moral attack set.
Calcab just sends it back to the hand.
Exactly.
So
He desperately
yeah.
does not want to set that. Put that
Yeah.
that moral attack back in the hand.
that will give him a light. Yeah.
That proves to be even more helpful.
So we'll know right now if he brings this Dante out in attack mode. Yeah, he remembers.
So he remembered. So he did put it in defense mode. It was
So it's a very wise choice. Choosing to mill 3 still.
a Rubik, a Mass Change 2, and Tour Guide.
Interesting that he still chose to mill 3.
Yeah, because he just wants to make sure he can mill out another Skarm or he can mill out a Seer or something. He just wants to. They always mill 3 even though they can't attack just because we want to be able to mill.
So it appears he is going into the Virgil here to spin away what we assume is the construct.
And you're virtually knowing that card is no threat because it's the moral attack set from Ignition. So he knows he can freely do it, but at the same time, if he's doing that, but he's also giving Tang the free option to go into whatever monster he wants with the
level
Shaddoll
6.
Fusion. And it could even be a window, too. It can even go. He can lock him down with a window because he can take over that Dante.
Yeah, the Shaddoll Fusion is still in Bo's hand, so and the Lila's more than likely still going to make it. So if he does have a trap, which obviously he doesn't, we see his hand. But so Bo's pretty set up here. It's going to be tough for Anthony to crack this. It's a Skarm he revealed. And then makes the Virgil.
Yep. Bit of a price to pay, too, because he can't get a Skarm search now for this next turn.
Yeah.
And that's one of the worst feelings about having to play Burning Abyss is when you play against Shaddolls and you know you have to leave up an extra deck monster to them to do a free Shaddoll Fusion. It's really painful for them to have to do that.
Yeah. So it appears here he's going to pitch the Seer. I think he was just searching what he wanted to bring back.
Yeah, so looks like he's gonna. He's trying to figure out what he wants to do
so
here.
So you can dump the
good and evil.
Yeah.
So this is the Cagna. Cagna's being discarded now. It's presumably is going to target Construct. He knows that the set card is Falco. There are no mysteries on what all those cards are. He's going to put the Falco back in.
Yeah, so he is going to downer over these 2 Dantes, but it still doesn't really help him that much in the aspect that he still has the Shaddoll Fusion in his hand.
Now, if only Anthony could have had an enemy controller, he could. A funny trick he could have done was activate the Virgil, tribute it with Econ, discard the Seer, and then special summon that Virgil again, discard again.
Yeah.
Which
that would be tricky.
Which is a cute little trick there, but still, even then, he is without a battle phase this turn, as he must skip it. Just remember, people, there is a difference between skipping a battle phase and not being able to conduct one. There's an absolute difference.
Oh, so he doesn't go into the downwards. He just leaves it.
That's it. You just finish it. He's just going to let it go. Well, virtually, there's not really a lot of cards that Shaddolls can do to prevent Dante from being dropped off. So I can understand why there's no downer in this case.
Well, he could get a Falco with the Lila and just make a HTS Simoth and banish it.
He can indeed, but also,
I don't think he's going to.
But he can also go to a Leo if he does that as well, and then virtually having a Leo and Winda on the field, which also is also. But then again, he can only beat over one monster by doing so.
I think the Leo itself at this point almost locks Anthony out of the game. He's got a Seer, but it's not really going to do much even with the good and evil here.
It really isn't, because with the declining play of traps now in Burning Abyss, that also takes away more outs versus Leo. And we already saw that Anthony's already burned his lake, so Anthony needs to get back to the lake and have to force a main phase 2 if he decides to go to Leo. But he goes to do another construct instead, playing it
this
safe and just wanting to collect resources rather than control the board.
is looking pretty tough. But he could get back a Fire Lake from the Dante and be back in it with the good and evil. Summit getting the Seer and get back that Fire Lake.
So it looks like he should have used a Beast out, and then he dumped a Hedgehog with a construct. But we couldn't see what card he decided to add with it because, unfortunately, the card was taken off camera, so we couldn't see what he got there. But nonetheless, Tang with 2 constructs, a Lila, and a set moral attack. Still a pretty hard field for him to get over.
Attention, advanced format 1 event. Sign up. We have 8 bills. Can I please get everyone involved in the advanced format side event?
Tang, so articulate and so crafty.
I believe he's calculating right now.
He's trying to figure out.
Could be a snatch here. I don't know. Just trying to figure out something.
I can see it happen.
Yeah, he's running numbers. Maybe something to pop his moral tech.
It's true. Well, he can also even steal the Dante with the material and then crash into the Virgil and then try to swing over with the constructs there because a construct and a Lila are at least is 45 on the board, and if he can somehow maybe El Shaddoll fusion for something else, but I don't know if we can. And he hasn't even normal summoned yet either.
Yeah.
So there's absolutely plenty that Tang can put on the board to be able to wipe out Anthony, but does he have the answers and does he have enough? So he goes to normal. Oh, so you got a Falco going to Leo,
and he is presumably gonna grab back that El Shaddoll.
Yes, and that's also another turn that he can use El Shaddoll with too. So now here's a Leo construct.
Oh
no!
BLS. Whew.
Oh my!
So yeah, he was figuring out.
Oh no! So BLS at the most damage can hit about for 500. And then the Leo, and then Construct can destroy a Dante. Leo can attack for 31, and then Lila for 17. Put it at 53, and then he can El Shaddoll fusion for 28, and that would be 81, being absolutely enough to muster game because there's a light and a Shaddoll on the field. So here right now, Tang has game, and let's see if he wins it. So 500 right there to start it off. 500 hits the Dante, and that'll clear it out. Construct will hit for 28. And Tang knows it. He knows he has game right there, and he knows it. And wow, what amazing play by Tang. And he lives it up. 5th turn.
Yeah.
This is the 5th turn.
That was the 5th turn.
And wow, there it is. Leo strikes, and then he's gonna check his deck for sure to make sure he's got it. And this is a play I always like to doing. And I don't say this a whole lot to other people, but when I know I'm about to win or lose, I will always check the opponent's graveyard to get a scout of their deck, so I know for next time. It's a nice tip I like to do. 17, 31.
I don't know if he knew that the construct creates a replay there.
No, it would not, because Construct can't. Because
so
it's in the damage
step. He does have enough still.
He still has
you're
enough.
Right. Yeah.
Because it's just enough, and he knew it, and he knew he had the El Shaddoll fusion, and that is that is game. Sorry, right there, game
That's
one.
Game 1, yeah.
With the constructs, wow.
That Leo though, I don't think he had any outs in his deck for that.
I don't think so.
With no traps, the Fire Lake was gone. He could have got back the Fire Lake, but
he just that's the best he could have hoped for is having to get a Fire Lake,
and have 2 BAs survive till main phase 2.
Yeah, and also the only other out is if he had BLS and then pumped it up with a Giga Brilliance, or asked him to pump it up with a Giga Brilliance also otherwise, but very difficult to do otherwise.
Yep.
So now we have Ryan and Kenneth Irwin, both brothers now, Satellers against the Clifforts. The Clifforts are at the bottom there being played by Kenneth, and Satellers now are at the top.
Oh, it appears he's going to get the search for the Stormforth.
Oh, yes, indeed.
Yeah, you reveal a 28,000 or a 24,000, and then you can search for a Monarch card from your deck, which always gets you the Stormforth. So he's going to Stormforth this carrier, which has a Helix or a Sacrifice attached to it, so he will be able to summon that disc.
It is. Then they got it, and he got him. So he played the Tenacity and got himself a Stormforth, and he's going to tribute his own carrier that was on his
And
opponent's side of the
sacrifice.
field
So he's going to
with
get
the
that.
sacrifice
He's
to
going
get
to get that scout and from the search for sacrifice, and probably pay and finish out his scales and summon that other carrier there.
Well, he can't do that actually because he did play Stormforth this turn, so
Oh,
he
yeah,
cannot put
prevents
some of
you
the
from
extra deck.
Yeah,
So,
you're right. You are correct.
but 18, 18, and 28, right to the face is no laughing matter,
Yeah.
and it looks like that's going to be game if that all hits home. 36 plus 28 is.
Yeah,
No.
definitely game.
He offers his brother the handshake. Yes, sir. And Kenneth with Clipboards is able to defeat his brother, who
He still had a monolith,
Yep.
too.
who seemed to have visibly draw not well or just couldn't overcome it. And he had Kenneth, a brother, playing Clipboards, is able to defeat his brother Ryan Irwin.
Yeah, the brothers. Crazy.
Crazy indeed that two brothers got paired up.
Yeah.
And
It could be one of very few brother teams here. And they get paired up against each other.
that's true indeed. I mean, we haven't seen this since Dale and Lazaro having to get paired against each other. And there has been a feature match of that happening before. And then going back to the Chicago Shonen Jump that Dale won, had Lazaro beaten Carlos Santiago in top 4, he could have faced off against Dale in the finals.
Yeah, absolutely. I placed 13th at that jump.
That day?
Yeah, I placed 13th at that jump.
But what a dream matchup that would have been if
Oh,
Dale and
yeah.
Lazaro got to play each other in the finals of a Shonen Jump championship.
Very possibly could have been another championship for Lazaro.
Lazaro, absolutely. And what a fairy tale story that would be. So now we're going back to our quite possibly could be like a main event match title fight. Anthony DeCacco, our current defending champion, over Bo Tang, the champion before that, but did not have a chance to quote unquote defend his title. Now squaring off against each other, and Bo Tang is up 1-0 on Anthony DeCacco right now, and a very rare sight for us to see Anthony DeCacco right now lose a game on the stream.
Yeah, it does look like DeCoco's got the tour guide and the mash change too.
So it's a very good start.
Does have a good
presumably.
start.
And
Shuts
so-
off those fusion plays.
Yes, it is. And it's also very, and he also doesn't have to go into an extra deck monster, thus not allowing for a free Shaddoll fusion. So he can go tour guide into whatever he desires.
Skarm.
You can go Skarm, you can go Graph. Skarm or Graph, really, because at least if you do a Graph, you can special summon the Skarm after, and then it'll be hitting the graveyard. So the Graph could be just like extra options for him later on.
Yep.
So-
But he could, he shuts off the Shaddoll fusion.
But Anthony has elected Bo to go first.
Oh my.
So it looks like Anthony wants that extra card. So he goes an Upstart Goblin to give him 1,000. It almost looked like a beginning of the end there.
Yeah, it looked like a night beam too.
Or,
I'm not sure which one that
Yeah,
was.
it was too quick for us to see, but I thought it was like beginning of the end on first glance. On
Yeah,
first
it did,
glance.
It did look like it.
Could also be Allure of Darkness because those cards look pretty similar together because it's a mesh fellow black.
Anthony actually doesn't play Allure of Darkness.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh really?
Yeah, we discussed it before the event.
Oh,
and,
very strange.
We both agreed that, it's not really needed. Your dark monsters you kind of want to keep.
So tour guide will open it up here.
Although he might have switched it. Oh, I think that was the beginning right there. I'm not sure. He might have switched his deck before the...
Oh, I think we have his deck list over there, but we haven't actually checked it out. So there's the graph right there. No surprises so far. A little peculiar that the graph is in attack mode of all things. So it's got an attack of 1,000. It's supposed to. It's 1,500 defense here. So.
Oh, yeah, he is playing the Allure. So he did put it back in his deck.
I wonder if that graph in attack mode could possibly foreshadow an attack, and it is. So there was an attack indeed. So he wants to score 1,000 damage, and he gets a Shaddoll core bow tag, and that is a very strange play to do. It could signify that there's already a fusion, both fusions in his hand, or at least on the field, for
Yeah.
Bo-Tang to search for a Shaddoll core.
I think searching for the Shaddoll fusion there, I don't think he know. I think he knows. I think Bo knows that Anthony's not gonna play into the Shaddoll fusion there. So getting the core also plays around that and makes Anthony leave up these two monsters. But
It makes
Bo,
you-
Yeah, what Bo doesn't know is that he does have the mass change, the mass change too, though.
But just because it's the end phase doesn't mean Bo can't do anything.
Yeah.
A lot of his shenanigans happen right here, especially
Yep.
with his deck. So let's
No,
see. He does
just
nothing
passed.
to act on that. So Anthony, seemingly what is to be a very good position, but we'll see what Bo does. Now, if Bo does play Shaddoll Fusion, and Anthony chooses to chain that mass change, then at least at that point in time, Bo Tang no longer has to use his hand for the materials, as opposed to
That is
he
correct.
can go from the deck. But by doing that, he doesn't gain any advantage off that.
Yeah.
So he has.
They do
so-
get banished.
Yes. So that's so it's a bit of a double-edged sword on either account.
I believe he just passed.
Yeah, it looks like he just did pass.
Set 1 and pass. Yeah, it's
I think
hard
he's
not to
gonna
just
rush
keep poking, and he's going to probably play the core here.
Just
a block.
Yep. A
Maybe
sanctum is not a bad call, but yeah, core is definitely not a bad idea because it does serve as a defense, and this may prompt Anthony to maybe want a dark lot, but if he wants to get over it, and he will, so he's going to discard a Skarm for tour guide. El Shaddoll Fusion.
Here comes the Econ, I think, taking that Shaddoll core.
And if he does do that, then that's going to be a big hit on Bo Tang, considering he's going to lose a Shaddoll core. Yes, he will. There's the graph. He has to sacrifice his graph.
Yep. So he's going to take that core and see if Bo Tang has 2 monsters in his hand that he can use that El Shaddoll with.
Indeed, he has to resolve it. Now he could
has
have
to
also
reveal his
played.
hand.
Now if that was an artifact sanctum down, he could at least play that. But then
He would
so
still
at least
have
get a
to
light monster.
reveal his
So
hand.
oh no, and poor Bo cannot resolve it.
But he is going to get the Dark Law out, and he does have the Shaddoll Fusion in his hand.
So he can't resolve the fusion. Econ will go over, and then now we have to resolve mass change 2. So we need to send that tour guide to the graveyard now. Yep. And then he needs to summon Dark Law.
Yep.
Yep. And then Graph will activate in a new chain, should he choose to activate Graph. And I think he will. And I think he's going to go with a Farfa.
He's going to Farfa that Dark Law, I think.
No,
to
I don't.
prevent him from playing the Fusion.
I believe he's going to actually Farfa the core, because if you
Think so?
Farfa the core, it'll come back actually as a trap card and will be destroyed by game mechanics rather than a
Yeah,
card
it is.
effect. So he
Yep.
won't be able to get any fusion back. So very smart play done by Anthony DeCago, and that core is just going to actually just be gone forever and just go back in the graveyard. So a very good play on Anthony's part, and all the Bo Tang has now is that Shaddoll Fusion, but he can play it for free, but he won't get any pluses off it with that Shaddoll Fusion.
As well as Anthony has this Search or the Skarm.
He
still.
does have a Skarm Search on the end phase, and that's what's going to happen here. And he did hit home for 24, so that's definitely not a Sanctum set. And who can blame him getting a tour guide? Comes back. I believe that should come back. However, if I recall, it should come back as a trap and should be destroyed by game mechanics. I think they're gonna check this over right now.
Yeah, they are
go
calling
check.
the
Yeah,
judge.
I
Yeah,
gotta
they are
check.
calling the judge. So we're going to get an official judge ruling here. Yeah, he did have the Snatch Steel in his hand. It was a Snatch Steel, Shaddoll Fusion, and a Shaddoll Beast. So we are getting a check. I do believe it's going to just stay there. Is it just staying there, or does it get destroyed?
It will be gone. Yeah, they're agreeing with me here, and that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, and so it will get banished due to the Dark Law.
Yeah,
being
no,
on
it'll
board.
come. It comes back, but it will be remaining in the graveyard though.
No, it gets banished because of the Dark Law.
Make sure it would come. Oh yeah, that's right. It will
Yeah.
be banished.
So here's the Lila. So he ripped that Lila after having a Snatch Steel, a Shaddoll Fusion,
So that's
and a Beast.
So it is a good top deck on his part. So
yeah,
he
this
can at
is,
least. So with that Lila now happening, unless he has enemy controller.
He does. He does.
Oh yes.
So he can still snatch it back though.
Yes, he
And,
can play the Snatch
and
Steel
Fusion, but-
and then play Fusion afterwards
or
and
even-
draw a card.
Yeah. So
And
it's really up to Bo. I'm sure Bo sees that play, so it's up
But-
to him what he thinks right now at the time is the best.
that's
optimal
true.
move.
But at the same time, he also knows that Anthony is also holding a tour guide in his hand, so he can use that tour guide if he. So he knows he's gonna have to see a tour guide eventually if that happens. But let's see what happens here.
Can't really see that other card. It looks like a Cow Cab or a Farva.
Yeah, I can't tell what that card is. What all those cards are in Anthony's hand.
It's either an Allure or a Beginning of the End. If I had to guess, I would say Beginning of the End because he didn't play it. So
Yes, it's like those 5 black rings that are barely visible on the card.
yeah, and especially on Ultimates, they look identical, both of them. It looks like a Farfa, yeah.
Yeah, it is a Farfa. I believe it is a Farfa. But it's really hard to tell with all the shuffling going on. And it's a little difficult to see it when you're on a camera. The sip of the Timmies. Okay, so he will do
so
it.
he is gonna go into it. Yeah, it's gonna. There's no reason not to. You're gonna get the draw. You get the dump.
It's not a bad thing considering he did have to exhaust his Dark Law and the Econ. So it's technically not that bad, not that big of a deal of an egg. Basically, Bo exhausted 4 cards for his 2, but it will get back 1 card, and we'll put a big monster on the
Plus
field.
the Hedgehog's gonna let him draw a card.
Yes, as well. So
let him add a card as well.
So if you do the math, it's still evened out,
Yeah,
and I think Bo recognizes that,
yeah.
and not to mention it. Not to mention he's got that play for next turn, the
And so he's
Falco.
adding the Falco.
But he cannot play it this turn because he's already made his normal summon.
yeah, he summoned the Lila. Correct.
Indeed, he did. So 28. And it's very difficult as there's no way for Anthony to be able to beat over a construct at the moment. Not with just the tour guide anyway.
Yeah, he lost the double econs here.
He
So.
did, so he had to exhaust resources. Oh, that's a breakthrough skill, and that's a fantastic
Ruh-roh.
card to use against.
Ruh-roh.
So not only does that negate the effect of tour guide, it also is problematic for him for Anthony because he can no longer special summon any Burning Abyss from his hand because tour guide will destroy them.
I think he's gonna dump the Libic here and special the Farva from his hand.
Now that is true. That is a great play to do it.
So I think that is his play here, and it won't be destroyed because its effect is negated.
That is true. So at
Yeah,
least he can
that was
persist
the
and
play.
go on. So wonderful play. But you have to wonder now, what can he do to go into this? Now he can Farfa over and at least hammer some damage in.
Yep, I think he's hoping to hit some Grafts and Sears here.
He's going to have to hope for the luckiest mill.
So here comes the Farfa.
Farfa. So here we go. Snatch won't help. Tour guide won't help. Sear will help a little bit. So he probably will activate Farfa. And he can most likely just put it in attack mode there because of the construct. Probably won't be able to deal any damage. Graph seems to be the most logical point.
The Farfa is banishing the construct.
Yes, it is.
I do believe he's going to downer it over this, but there's the beginning.
There's the beginning of the
So
end.
It was.
You got to wonder if that card actually will live up to its name. If this is
this
the
could-
beginning of the end for
This,
Botang.
this could be it. That's drawing 3 cards is pretty devastating.
It is indeed game breaking.
Although he did play 2 econs and a snatch, so lost out on a lot there.
Let's see if he can recover it. And if he draws an enough appropriate Burning Abyss,
Absolutely.
then he can go for a game here.
Yep.
Max C, Typhoon, and so nothing,
Nothing.
nothing of help. And he can't activate that Seer because he's already activated one to bring back that graph.
Yeah, and he normal summoned the tour guide for his turn.
Indeed, so Botang can at least breathe a little bit. And it's surprising how he keeps in Max C against Shaddolls.
Yeah, very interesting.
Because I don't think Anthony's running any attack stoppage in hand traps that stop attacks.
Yeah, so he's going to summon the downer and get the graph effect.
And he will get a search. He
dumping
will
the
search the Scarm.
Yeah.
So brilliant play for Anthony to be able to Libic out a monster continuous play, even though it got hit with a breakthrough skill. And there's a set Typhoon to end it off. Construct comes back, which will can easily dispatch with that Downer Magician.
Yeah, that Libic. The random one-off. Sometimes it does put in work.
However, there's also a dangerous thing for Anthony because all he has is a set Typhoon to save himself.
Yeah.
And we all know Botang is carrying that Shaddoll Falco in his hand.
Yep. And the 21's just enough to be above Nightmare Shark,
It is. And
which is very relevant.
He's just out of the danger zone. And of course, it may not be a bad play at all. Yes, there's the Falco. And unfortunately for Bo, he's going to max you right now.
Yep.
And it makes sense.
Yeah, you got to wonder if he had Seer in his grave that could have brought back a Scarm when he beginning of the end. He could have left the Scarm in there and then got a Seer and brought that back to put him under the 21. He would have been at 14 if he yeah.
I would guess not in this case. So
He
he's
would
going to
have
go
15.
to. So he will go to Leo, and he will get back an El Shaddoll fusion. It seems. You gotta wonder what. Oh no!
And that is the Typhoon.
So it was a Shaddoll fusion set.
Yeah.
Oh, and he scoops it up and just says, "No, oh no, you got me, you got me."
Knocked him off.
So that's
the
it.
mountain.
He is no longer the king of the hill, and how fitting that the king of the hill has been dethroned by the previous champion before that, who never got to defend his title.
Yeah, very impressive.
So what a match that Botang is advancing with a 5-0-1 record,
5 bow and 1.
telling